The dim lighting of the restaurant casts a soft glow over the tables. Lillian sits across with Roger Bond, a tall, balding man with an earring, leather jacket, and a poorly chosen face tattoo. Roger leans back, clearly too confident in himself as he rattles on about his so-called achievements.
So between climbing Everest and hosting celebrity parties, J.D. Vance and Donald Trump in attendance, my weekends are pretty packed.
Lillian, trying her best to remain polite, arches an eyebrow and sets her fork down slowly.
Why do you think I fit in whatever box you're trying to label me with?
My last week girlfriends never complained in bed. They all needed surgeries after sex with me.
A faceless to prevent you from finding them?
Roger smirks, thinking she's flirting.
Funny. I hit the gym 4 times a week, so pretty buff,
Lillian looks him up and down, unimpressed.
You have a stomach, Roger.
They're muscles.
Roger, when I asked you to clean my pool for money, there was never a hint that I wanted to be here with you.
Roger waves her off, clearly delusional.
I was helping out a friend. Like I said, I'm a rich, successful businessman.
Who's secretly a gold digger?
Roger leans in as if her sarcasm doesn't faze him.
Funny. So how much is that house of yours worth?
Lillian's patience thins. She leans forward, her tone sharp.
Just to clarify, Roger, I do not like you. Do not put me in the dumb blonde box. I'm a smart, successful woman. And this is not, nor will it ever be, a date.
Roger shrugs, not getting the point.
A couple of days ago, 2 women asked me for a threesome. I said no, out of respect for the state we had.
Lillian stares at him in disbelief, her mouth opening slightly.
You asked me out today, and once again, none of this matters to me. I don't like you. I repeat, you're grotesque.
Roger, completely unfazed, continues as if she didn't speak.
I'm thinking of retiring early. Traveling the world, All I need is a special woman to do it with.
And I'm sure you'll meet her once they invent a machine that changes personalities. Good luck and goodbye.
Lillian stands up, gathering her things, ready to make her exit.
What the hell's wrong with you? I'm a great catch. I'm rich, got a rock star vibe, and you're, let's face it, old. But I'm still willing to put that aside and accept you, so you should be begging me to date you.
Lillian, without hesitation, calmly picks up her glass of wine and with one swift motion throws it over Roger's head. Wine splashes across his face and jacket, leaving him stunned and dripping.
Consider this my begging.
She turns on her heel and walks out of the restaurant, leaving Roger sitting there in a shock, soaked and speechless. As the door swings shut behind her, the restaurant staff glance over, amused by what they just witnessed. Lillian storms out of the restaurant, still fuming from her disastrous dinner with Roger. Just as she reaches the curb, Vinny's car pulls up to a stop. Veronica and April hop out, excitement written all over their faces, with Vinny following close behind them.
He's back! Oh, the wait is over. It's Christmas Day, Lillian.
Lillian furrows her brow, her patience wearing thin. She throws her hands up, clearly not in the mood for games.
Will you all stop talking in riddles? Who's back? Your special friend, the dreamy man of your dreams.
Lillian's expression changes, realization dawning on her. She blinks, trying to keep her cool.
Dylan is back.
Vinny nods, stepping closer.
Yeah, Dane's with him now, trying to figure out why it's taking him so long to come back into town.
Lillian's face shifts from confusion to a mix of frustration and panic.
Well, it's obvious. I broke his heart. I don't think that's it. I just got a text from Dan. He says Dylan might have, met someone.
Lillian's breath catches, her body stiffens.
met someone. A woman? Well, apparently.
Lillian's heart races. She glances back at the restaurant, then to her friends, trying to process the information.
Where is he? Whoa, calm down. Where is he?
Vinny, seeing the fire in her eyes, knows she means business.
Well, he's at my restaurant.
Lillian takes a deep breath, her hands balling into fists.
What's the plan?
Lillian's jaw clenches as she marches towards her car. She opens the door, looking back at them with a glint of determination in her eyes.
Well, I'm thinking about killing him for starters, and then we'll see if jail fits into that plan.
Without waiting for a response, Lillian jumps into her car, slams the door, and speeds off, tires screeching as she races down the street.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Well, we should probably follow her before she actually commits murder.
They all pile back into Vinny's car, quickly following after Lillian as the night heats up. The cozy restaurant is dimly lit with a gentle murmur of patrons enjoying their evening meals. Dan and Dylan are seated at a table in the corner, laughing as they share a drink.
There's something different about you.
You mean since you finally figured out I'm the funny one in the family? Dan rolls his eyes, leaning back in the chair.
Nah, it's not that. You seem calmer, like you got no cares in the world. Almost like you got yourself a girl.
A girl? What am I, Leonardo DiCaprio?
No, come on, man. If I'm wrong, then who was a chick with you when you were on the cruise?
No, you don't know?
Am I supposed to know?
Yeah, you should, considering she's your cousin. Dan's eyes widen, completely caught off guard.
You took your mom on that cruise with our dad's sister's aunt. And wait, Leah Cruz?
Exactly.
Oh, Lord, here I was telling April I thought you were seeing someone new. She's probably told.
Before Dan could finish, Lillian bursts into the restaurant, her eyes blazing. April and Vinny rush in behind her, trying to catch up.
Where is she? Who's this slut?
Dan freezes, his eyes darting between Lillian and Dylan as he scrambles to stand.
Lillian, hold on, you got it all wrong.
No, she hasn't. I'm in a fulfilling relationship now. What's it to you? You dumped me.
Dumped you? Let's not rewrite history here. I remember you pressuring me to commit, and the second I was ready, you bolted with someone else.
And I've never been happier. In fact, we're getting married. Lillian's face falls, her eyes narrowing.
You're not marrying her, Dylan.
Oh yeah, who's gonna stop me?
I will. I'll stop any relationship you have because I'll always be there. I'll be in your head, reminding you that I'm the woman you truly want. I'm the one you want to have kids with. I'm the one you want by your side when we're old and grey.
Dylan's eyes soften for a split second, but his expression hardens again.
Well, it's over, Lillian. Accept it and move on.
He turns sharply and, leaving the restaurant, his shoulders tense. Dan quickly follows, calling after him.
Oh, Dylan, come on now, wait up.
They disappear down the hallway, heading towards the restrooms. April moves to Lillian's side, her face filled with sympathy.
Oh, honey, I'm so sorry, but maybe you have to accept he's moved on. No, he hasn't. The Dylan I know wouldn't throw away years of what we had. Not over a quick fling on some cruise. He's just trying to hurt me because he thinks I rejected him.
April rubs Lillian's arm gently. Exchanging a worried glance with Vinny, Lillian's eyes well up, but she blinks the tears back, her determination never wavering.
He still loves me, and I'm not giving up on us. Not now. Not ever.
April and Vinny exchange a concerned look, knowing this fight isn't over.
You know, maybe we ought to be more careful before lighting any more matches around this powder keg.
April nods, her eyes full of concern as Lillian takes a deep breath, trying to steady herself. Dan and Dylan push through the restroom door, the sudden quiet contrasting with the chaos of the restaurant. Dylan leans against the sink, taking a deep breath while Dan moves in front of him, frustration evident in his eyes.
I don't know what kind of games you're trying to play with Lillian, but I'm telling you now, I want no part in it.
Dan points a finger at Dylan, his expression a mix of disbelief and disappointment.
It's like when Sally and Harry met Sally, tells Harry he's on his own after rejecting her. That's where you are, man. Completely on your own until you get your head straight.
Dylan scoffs, pushing himself off the sink, trying to laugh it off.
I know exactly what I'm doing. I just want Lillian to admit that she loves me. That's the quickest way to get to the truth, is to make her think she's lost me.
He smirks, glancing at the mirror as he adjusts his jacket. Give it another 10 minutes, tops. She'll be out there with a boombox over her head saying anything style before the night is over. Dan stares at him, his expression hardening. He steps closer to Dylan, lowering his voice, but his intensity doesn't waver.
Or you could lose her forever, Dylan. You ever thought of that? She'll be crushed, heartbroken. People don't just bounce back from this kind of hurt.
Dylan shakes his head dismissively, an uneasy chuckle escaping his lips. You're overthinking it. Lillian's strong. She'll come around. Dan watches as Dylan pushes the restroom door open, his heart pounding. Dylan looks back for a second, giving Dan a small, forced smile. She'll come around. You'll see. Without waiting for Dan's response, Dylan leaves the restroom, the door swinging shut behind him.
If you're enjoying this episode of The Amazing Dylan Hendrix, don't forget to subscribe to That Love podcast on your favorite listening platform. Thanks for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of the episode.
Dan stands there for a beat, staring at the door, worry written across his face. He exhales slowly, the weight of the situation settling heavily upon his shoulders.
I hope you're right, man. But I think you're about to make the biggest mistake of your life.
He shakes his head and finally follows Dylan out, but the tension in the air is thick, and the uncertainty lingers. Veronica is seated next to Lillian, who looks utterly distraught, her eyes red from crying. Veronica wraps a comforting arm around her as April walks over from the kitchen carrying a bowl of hot soup, placing it in front of Lillian.
Here, April, there's some soup. You need to eat something.
Lillian nods slightly, her fingers trembling as she wraps them around the warm bowl. Just then, Vinny enters from the kitchen, dressed in his chef's attire. Before he can say a word, the front door swings open and Dylan and Dan step in. Dylan's eyes immediately find Lillian, but he forces himself to appear nonchalant. Dan and I are heading to a jewelry store tomorrow. You know, looking at engagement rings. Veronica stands up abruptly, her eyes narrowing at Dylan, her tone sharp.
That is enough, Dylan. Stop playing games. Just admit Lillian's the only one you love.
I love my mom and Jesus. That's all.
Well, for your information, Lillian has a boyfriend now.
Dylan's expression remains stoic, but his eyes flicker with emotion for just a second. He tilts his head, trying to act cool. Oh, yeah? You do? Lillian lifts her chin, determination in her eyes, although her voice wavers slightly.
I do. He's beautiful.
Well, I doubt that. April quickly types something on her phone, her fingers flying over the screen as she tries to suppress a smile.
No, she does. We've all met him.
Yeah, he's a baseball player for the Boston Red Sox. Real deal.
Dylan's eyes narrow slightly, trying to keep his emotions in check. All right, nice try. I'm not falling for any of your games.
Oh, he's real all right. He's tall, handsome, and let's just say he rocks Lillian's world. And honestly, he's better suited for her than you ever were. We all think that.
April holds out her phone, showing Dylan a photo of Lillian smiling along a handsome man in a baseball uniform. Dylan glances at the photo, his face impassive, though the muscle in his jaw twitches. No one in here actually believes that Lillian is better off with that jerk.
There's only one jerk in this room, and it's you.
Dylan looks like he's about to get up, his face flushed with frustration. Dan steps closer, deciding to add more fuel to the fire.
Did I mention he just signed a $100 million contract?
Enough! Lillian, with her eyes locked onto Dylan, takes a deep breath. Her voice softens, losing its edge.
Just admit it. Admit that you and your cruise chick aren't serious, and let's talk about this like adults.
Dylan clenches his jaw, vulnerability finally showing through his tough demeanor.
What's the point, Lillian? Nothing I do seems to make you mine. I might as well cut my losses and leave.
Dylan turns to leave, but Lillian suddenly stands up, her voice urgent.
Wait, Dylan.
He pauses, glancing over his shoulder, his back still turned to her.
We made him up, the baseball player. He doesn't exist.
Dylan stops in his tracks, slowly turning around to face her, his face a mix of surprise and relief.
I knew it.
Dan steps forward, unable to hold back his grin.
Just like we all knew that girl you were getting close to on the cruise was actually our cousin Leah.
Ah, I knew you weren't over me.
Dylan lets out a deep sigh, walking back towards the table and finally taking a seat. His eyes meet Lillian's, the tension finally breaking as a soft smile crosses his face.
Fine. Okay. I'm not over you. But what's the point in talking about this any further? You clearly weren't interested in me. Or you would have said something the day I left.
April steps forward, her voice gentle as she places her hand on Lillian's shoulder.
She was ready, Dylan. She just didn't have the chance to tell you.
Seeing the room clear, Veronica, Vinny, Dan, and April exchange a knowing look, then start moving towards the door.
Let's give them some space.
They quietly exit, leaving Dylan and Lillian alone. Lillian turns back to Dylan, her eyes locking with his.
We need to talk. You have to have a very serious conversation, or I swear you'll end up like a horse with a riding accident. You'll be hobbling through life without a clue why.
Dylan's eyes widen slightly, gulping at her intensity, but his lips turn up in a small smile.
Well, all right.
Let's talk. The night is calm, the soft glow of the city lights shimmering across the water. Dylan and Lillian walk side by side through Liberty State Park, their footsteps echoing gently on the cobblestone path. The air between them is thick with tension, the kind that only comes when words have gone unsaid for far too long.
I don't know, I guess I wanted to make you jealous, to make you realize how much I meant to you. I swear I never meant to hurt you.
Dylan's eyes lift to Lillian, searching for forgiveness. She looks ahead, her expression softening.
You didn't. I'm just glad that the truth came out in the end. Speaking of hurting me...
Dylan's face becomes serious, guilt clouding his features.
Well, I heard Javier was in town.
Yeah. He reappeared the day you left just to remind me how far I've come without him. To try and tear me down for building something better than what we had.
Dylan's hand clenches slightly. He stops walking and turns to face her.
Dan told me. I'm sorry I had to go through that. I could have had him dealt with. You know, Dan and I are in contact with some seriously dangerous people. One call is all it would take.
Javier was cruel. But I don't want the man I love, you, ending up in jail for murder. That's not the ending I'm hoping for.
Dylan chuckles, the tension between them easing just a little.
I bet you handled Javier yourself. Knowing you, there's probably a Canelo hook somewhere in there.
You mess with me, you deal with me. But you know what I learned from seeing him again?
What's that?
I learned that I let that man control the amount of happiness I allowed myself. I let him stop me from ever forming anything meaningful, from embracing what life had to offer. He planted seeds of insecurity that stopped me from seeing the love right in front of me.
Lillian looks up at Dylan, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears.
I love you, Dylan. It's always been you. From the 18-year-old skater kid who wouldn't leave the 18-year-old housekeeper alone. To the rock musician who stayed up all night talking with me even though he had a show the next day. You've always had my heart.
Dylan stops in his tracks, staring at her with wide eyes, the emotion catching in his throat. You love me? Lillian nods, tears escaping and rolling down her cheeks. Dylan reaches up, gently brushing them away, his touch lingering on her skin. I'm glad to hear that. Although I gotta say, it would have been nice to hear it before I was plotting a lifetime supply of awkward serenades. Suddenly, headlights beam across the park as a truck pulls up beside them. 3 musicians step out, each carrying a violin. Without a word, they begin playing a soft, romantic melody, the opening notes of Can't Help Falling in Love. Lillian gasps, her eyes widening in surprise.
Oh my God. Is this real life or did I just stumble into a rom-com? Where's the director yelling cut?
Another truck pulls up and April steps out, holding a small velvet box in her hand. She walks up to Dylan, giving him a wink before handing him the ring box and heading back to the truck. Lillian's breath catches as tears start streaming freely.
It's happening. I'm so ready for this.
Dylan smiles but raises a hand, shaking his head with a laugh. Hang on. I've got a whole speech prepared.
I don't care. Just put the ring on me.
Dylan takes her hands in his and looks into her eyes, his expression turning serious. Lillian, I've never loved anyone the way I love you. No one ever has nor will ever come close. From the moment I wake up each morning, the one constant thought in my mind is that I want you by my side. You're the most beautiful, incredible soul I'll ever know. And I need you to understand that from this moment forward, I will never intentionally hurt you or deceive you. My entire being will always be devoted to loving you. He drops to one knee, taking a deep breath, holding the ring up to her. Lillian Garcia, would you do me the honor of being my wife now and for all eternity?
Yes, I will.
Dylan stands up, slipping the ring on her finger before pulling her into his arms. He cups her face, pressing his lips to hers in a deep, passionate kiss, the music swelling around them. Suddenly, fireworks burst overhead, illuminating the night with brilliant colors. Lillian pulls away from the kiss, glancing up with wide eyes, her mouth falling open.
Fireworks? Really?
Well, it's the most beautiful night of my life, though the night we first made love is still number 1. But this is a close second.
Typical man.
Dylan laughs, pulling her back into his embrace, kissing her again. They stand there under the exploding colors of the fireworks, lost in each other's arms, as their future truly begins. With love filling the night air, the scene fades out, leaving us with a promise of forever. And that is the end of the amazing Dylan Hendrix. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of The Amazing Dylan Hendrix. All the characters are voiced by me, Emerson Peary. The show was written, produced, and edited by Joao Nasita. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with family and friends and make sure to subscribe to That Love Podcast wherever you listen. Thank you for listening, and have a wonderful day wherever you are.